In this video, we're going to look at some of the trigonometric functions built into the math class. We're going to start out by just looking at math.pi. So we're using the name of the class because remember we said these are static fields and static methods. So rather than making a variable name, we actually use the name of the class. So we want to access the math class and we want to get this pi, this constant, which is why it's capitalized. Both letters are capitalized. If you remember, constants, we always capitalize all the letters in a word. If we have more than one word, we put an underscore between them. So I'm just going to print the value that's stored in this class for pi. So math.pi gives us 3.1415, gives us pi out to quite a few decimal places. So that's built in. We never have to type in a value from pi. We can always just use math.pi. Let's look at the second line here. I'm going to print the sine of an angle that has 0 radians. Or is it 0 degrees? I don't remember. Let's do this. Let's do a sine of 90, and that'll tell me. And I get 0.89. So it must be in radians, I believe. 180. Yeah, it's in radians, I believe. Okay, so sine of 0. If you've taken trigonometry, you know that's always 0. And likewise, the cosine of 0, let me uncomment this one down here. So we're doing math.cosine to look for the cosine of 0. That should be 1, and it is 1. So got a couple more sample calculations in here I can show you. This one, math.sine of pi over 6. So we're using math.pi divided by 6, and we're taking the sine of that angle. And we got basically 0.5, and that should be correct. There's a little rounding there that needs to be done, but that one should come out to 0.5 ultimately. Here's math.pi, so it's pi over 2, the sine of it, and that's 1. So that tells me we are working in radians. Here's cosine of pi over 6, 0.866. And cosine of pi over 2. That's a really, really small number. If you look at its scientific notation times 10 to the negative 17th, that means move this decimal place over 17 places. So it's ultimately, that's really 0. So trigonometric functions are accessible in the math class. Pi is accessible in the math class.